Good evening, everybody. Good evening. Good evening. I'm just going to sit for a moment and give it a few minutes for some people to show up. Had some people here on TikTok register for tonight's live event. Good evening. And of course, I always know that there's going to be some friends showing up on Instagram tonight. So, welcome, everybody. Good evening. As I just mentioned, I'm just going to sit for a moment and allow some people to show up there. Kevin Lynn, my brother. I've known Kevin Lynn since I am literally in elementary school. Good evening, Kevin. I'm glad you're here tonight, my man. So, anyway, we got TikTok and we got Instagram going. Good evening, everybody. As I said, it's 8:01. I'm just going to allow just a moment or two for just a few people to show up live tonight. And I was just sitting here before I put the cameras on and turned on the cameras. I was thinking about tonight. And I really just today has been a very mellow, very calm day for me. And I kind of, just really want to get together with you tonight, just relax, just really kind of disconnect you a little bit from all the noise you've been doing all day. Good evening. Hello. Um, there's so much going on around us all the time that we really have to be responsible and accountable for manifesting our own happiness. And the way we do that is by creating that path, embracing the things that we love and enjoy, and surrounding ourselves with everything that inspires the things that we love and enjoy. It's so funny because so many people just constantly focus on all of the negative aspects of their life. And I just made a video tonight on TikTok titled "It's Not Your Fault." And a lot of times we go through life with regret, leftover residual anxiety and pain and trauma because of the things that have happened in our past, things that have happened to us, things that we have been responsible for. And when you really break it down to it, I'm not saying that you're not responsible for your actions, but when you really kind of think about it, it's really not your fault. We've been so misguided for generations, completely raised into this hamster wheel monetary society. We've got free will within a maze. Our parents and grandparents and great grandparents come from these generations where they just really kind of succumbed to the information that they were given and they believed it. Whether this was their spiritual beliefs, their religious beliefs, or their societal beliefs, we really come from that. Well, I mean, I know who my parents were. I know who my grandparents were. I know what kind of thoughts they had and what went through their minds and what they expected and what they thought life was all about. And it's a completely different thing. Where in so many people my age, older, and a lot of the younger generation, they now realize that, there's so much more to life than we've actually thought there is. We are so much more than human. We've literally let that word, human, completely hold us in to this limiting belief system and cage. I come from America. I know some of you are all over the place. We have 26 letters in our alphabet here, and we let those letters be what we identify everything with. And we've really succumbed. We've surrendered. We've given up our entire being to the limitations of the human mind, when you all know you are more than what you've been led to believe. You know inside you there are dreams and desires, there are creative aspects of you that are just brilliant and beautiful. And we've been brought up in a society where a lot of these things get pushed aside so you can contribute to this foundation and formula of the way the world works. You're born into the world, your parents name you, your government labels you, your school system educates you, and your friends influence you, your job supplies you with the money you need to pay for the home and the house that you're going to put these kids and family in to repeat this process. And it's just bananas. So I was sitting here tonight before we went live, and I was just quickly reflecting on all of these things, uh, uh, and I just I don't know what really has to happen in the world for people to finally surrender to that power and truth within. You know, I've got over 3,000 videos on Instagram, on my new TikTok page. I've got, I don't know how many videos are on there right now. My YouTube channel's got almost 200 videos on it. And I really don't know what it's going to take for everybody to surrender, because every day I'm out here telling you the answers you are looking for, the key to your happiness, the way to find compassion and love in your life, and all of those things are in here first. In here first. And I understand. You keep looking for it in the exterior world because this is just how we were conditioned and raised to believe we've got to search and seek out our love and our purpose in life. Meanwhile, it all speaks to us inside, but we've got mental scarring, residual trauma. We're consciously time traveling to these events all the time, bringing that emotional state of existence into today. Your heart is beaten down and broken down, and the neurological network between the heart and the mind is just completely out of whack, and you can't ground yourself. You can't feel that within. You don't trust your inner voice. You second guess yourself. You self-doubt yourself. You're so busy. You've become so busy in your life. You are doing so many things in your life that you don't even have the energy at this point, in most cases, in many cases, to take care of yourself, to exercise and do all of these things. And society, this world, this system completely beats you down. And while you're beaten down, you are constantly shown things to instill fear. You are constantly show things that make you want to keep buying more, making more money to get these things. And you are keep showing people and places and things that are above you that make you feel inferior to them, but make you hope and dream to be them. So we are constantly, wow, man, my ear is going bananas right now. We are constantly surrounded by all of this stuff. And that's why I always say to you, distance yourself from what does not serve you. Disconnect yourself from the things that don't serve you. And most of you sit there still every day. Thanks for the sunglasses. I've never seen that before. But most of you every day still willingly take part in all of these things that are absolutely causing anxiety and fear and frustration on you, instead of focusing on all of the things that are going to enable you to get out of that, to go inward, to resolve that issue. It's like I used to say as a kid, growing up, we all had our issues, we all had our problems, but I pretty much, no pun intended, I'm a drummer, but I always marched to my own beat. I always slightly, just was a little different in the way I approached things and went about things in my whole life. And I'm grateful that I did, because it's led me to who I am today. And the one consistent thing I can say is I learned a long time ago with my shitty aspect of my incredibly diverse family. I learned at a very young age that being afraid, being worried, being afraid, those thoughts, those emotions, and that cycle that it creates do nothing but push clarity further away. And when I say push clarity further away, I don't mean it pushes clarity further away in the exterior world that you've got to go searching for it and paying for it and looking for it. It's pushing clarity away from you, from the connected of the conscious mind. So you really have to understand that it's time for you. It's time for you to become accountable for your own ascension, evolution, advancement, whatever word floats your boat. I don't really care. I don't care what religion you are, if you're not a religion. People ask me all the time, Jay, what are you, a Christian or a Buddhist? None of the above. I love aspects of this faith and this spirituality. I love the universal aspects, the frequencies and vibrations I can hear. But I go beyond that. I've really, 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 especially in these in the last 2 months of my life, have really been focusing my mindful everyday, mindful exercises, my mindfulness exercises, with the exception of engaging in social media or my children or my wife or something along those lines, has been working to observe and see the world around me without labeling it, without having to think about it. If I'm walking through the supermarket, I don't have to, oh, look at all of these. Oh, look at those cookies. Oh, those oranges look beautiful today. I wonder if I should buy that. I don't have to have this internal dialogue going on. I don't have to look at the tree and go, oh, wow, the leaves look so beautiful. I could create that awareness. I can create that awareness, that emotion and that feeling, without having to label that and identify it that way. So that's kind of what I was saying at the top of this conversation is regardless of wherever we're from, we've let language, we've let the alphabet, these 26 little letters, really hold us hostage. And I got in trouble one day, not in trouble, but I had this big argument on my other Instagram TikTok page, which I got locked out of. And so be it. This is a video that's at about 550,000 views right now. I had a conversation where saying, you are more than language. We've been, the alphabet, man-made mathematics. That's what I said. Man-made mathematics and man-made alphabet. And I had people, oh, mathematics isn't man-made, it's universal. I was like, we didn't dig up a rock and find mathematics. It was discovered in a sense of the way of us making a calculative system. But to egotistically say, oh, mathematics is God's language. It's the universal language. Every being in the universe will speak and understand our mathematics, is a completely human egotistical thing to say. Our planet's 5 billion years old. There are universes out there with planets that are about 15 to 20 billion years old. The possibility of those life forms being so far advanced that our current understanding of mathematics looks like how we look at cave paintings is completely possible. They may look at us and look at mathematics and go, what? It's just insane that we've let the limitations of the human mind be what defines what is far beyond human comprehension. And this is not to say that humans do not create amazing things. We do not do beautiful things. We have not discovered, and that language has not created amazing things in poetry and art. We are probably one of the most incredible creations in the universe. We are a mind-blowing being, but again, we are so much more capable of, so much more than what we believe we are as a human being. And this is why every single day I wake up, the first thing I force myself to say, even if it's a shitty feeling morning or it's a shitty night, is thank you. And I sit there and I just get up every day and I think to myself, what is it that they need to hear today? How can I help them believe in themselves? And that's the moral and point of today's story. Is you've got to be accountable for yourself. You've got to be responsibility for yourself. Kindness, compassion, happiness, joy. It all has to come from you first. But if you don't believe that you are worthy or capable of this, then that's where we've got to start. Because every single person on this planet, white, black, gay, straight, male, female, I don't care where, Christian, Jew, Muslim, doesn't matter. Every single person on this planet deserves to have inner faith and belief within themselves. And that has been one of the biggest things that has been taken from us, is that confidence. We've always been taught, nope, have faith in God and your church. Put your trust in mom, dad, the government, the police, everyone around you. You don't know any better. You don't know what you're talking about. You have no idea what you're talking about. You're stupid. You're dumb. Nope. nope, invalidated, all that stuff, right? That's kind of what most people endure in lives. And we get into relationships where we take these things and we endure this type of aspect. And again, we're holding ourselves hostage to this entire societal aspect. I want to heal. I want to change. I want to transcend. I want to be something bigger and better, but I want to go back to normal. I wish the world was the way it was in 2019, which is completely insane because it's those issues and that world before that that led us here. 2020 was probably, with the exception of the people dying, I'm not making light of any of that. 2020 was probably one of the best years we've ever had. 2020 represents perfect vision. Most of the world saw all the corruptness within the politics and humanity, the police division. There were so many movements, excuse me, and so many things that happened. The biggest thing that nobody is really still taking into consideration is the day we went into lockdown. Remember that? That one when it really hit everywhere, at kind of the first shot in the United States, I'm talking about. Sorry, I'm being biased. But here in the United States, when we first went into lockdown and in the world and everywhere else, what's the first thing that happened? The first thing that happened, the planet started to instantly heal. Birds were singing louder and brighter. The sky was bluer. The ocean was bluer. The fish was swimming better. The ducks and deer and bears and geese and everything were all over the place. And there were more butterflies. Everything naturally on this planet was blooming. But as soon as we were able to turn the key and fire up those engines and get everybody back in there cranking, whether you're sitting behind a desk or you're sitting in a castle, I don't give a shit. You're still out there basically, metaphorically, pounding rocks with your shovel. We're all making this steam engine move. As soon as we went back into motion, what's the first thing that happened? The complete opposite of it. So we saw all of these things. We had this window of what it can be like. We can all work from home. Our children can learn from home. Families can be closer. The planet can heal. We can really connect and communicate with each other more closely because now we all have more time. We can go outdoors and connect with nature more. Nope. I want to go back to normal. I want my gun, I want my car, I want my handbag, I want my shoes, I want my bubble gum. Right? Want. Because that's what you're here for, right? Just to continuously, endlessly collect and accumulate materialistic objects. Metal, plastic, wood, vinyl, canvas, denim, dead animals, all these things, right? So again, to come back to the conversation, when do you become accountable for your own ascension? Because if you don't believe in yourself, if you don't believe in it, then that's all you're going to do. You're going to keep falling back into this way that it's been. You're going to have your children. You're going to raise them up exactly the same way you are, even though you're going to think you're doing everything better and different. You're going to just keep that hamster wheel going. But really, when do you really sit down and go within and take the time to look at your life, reflect on your darkness, go through your hurt, go through your pain, embrace forgiveness, become the observer, do all these things that you're dreaming of doing, becoming the artist, becoming the entrepreneur, becoming the person you want to be. Yeah, because that's what Kevin, man. It's because dude. I've known you a long time, dude, and you've always had a really good heart. And one of the best things I've always loved about you is you always. Oh shit! I just had a great memory of you, man. I'm gonna tell you what it is in a second. You're gonna crack up. Um, you always were observing. You always were observing. Everything that was going on around you, you were observing. But being as discreet as I can, I know you have to remember, Kevin, I cannot hear the Rice Krispies anymore. Well, let me add some milk for you. And there were the Rice Krispies. That is just something between me and my brother there, but I hope you remember that because it is absolutely one of my most fondest memories. So anyway, everybody, as I was saying, going within, and here's where I want to end us off tonight, and kind of bring us together into something kind of nice here. When I say go within, hold on a second. I can't let my tea go cold. When I say, I know, I'm sure you do, man. It's a great night. It was a great night. All right, so that's really funny. So when I say all the time about going within and connecting within, people really think it's a very difficult thing to do. They really don't give themselves the credit. They believe meditation is out of their range because they can't silence their mind, when that's the biggest misconception. Meditation is not about silencing your mind. It's about observing your thoughts, becoming the observer of them, reflecting on them, learning from them, and letting them peacefully go without the emotional attachment. And the more you do this, the longer you do this, you do get to a point where that process goes away real quick. It's basically your day or yesterday or maybe that little memory. And then all of a sudden you enter this place of silence and stillness, and you start to realize that there is something beyond the ego, beyond the comprehension of the human mind. And I'll scroll back and I'll read all this stuff on TikTok here before we say goodnight. But if you want to, for a moment here, just to get an idea, we could take 5 or 10 minutes or so. Let's not even put a time frame on it. But if you want to just get comfortable, I don't care if you're laying down, if you're sitting up, and if you could just relax and close your eyes for a minute, and just kind of bring your attention to that awareness. As soon as you close your eyes, you still can see. Just because you've disconnected the camera from this reality, inside the mind's eye, you can still see. You can create numbers and pictures, and you have your imagination, and you can see flowers and butterflies, and you can see words form in your mind's eye, so you can completely see what's inside. And again, when we disconnect ourselves from the outside, all of the sounds, as you're listening to my voice right now and becoming aware visually, internally, you can hear all of the sounds around you at once. There's nothing specific to focus on. Every single sound is there at once. You could just take a moment, let all of those sounds, that energy around you, that awareness of the visual nothingness inside the mind's eye, that creative space. And as you just sit, you realize you're not even concentrating and thinking about your breath. Your breath is everything. It lets you know when you're afraid, you're anxious, you're happy, you're sad, you're aroused, everything. So if we want to ground ourselves and control ourselves and be able to connect within and go beyond the thought, the minute we close our eyes, the minute we let our surroundings become one with us, we can focus into the center of our chest, right into the solar plexus. A nice deep breath in. And as you have that breath inside, without strain, without resistance, you can relax your body while that breath is still inside. That space between breathing. You are absolutely existing right now with no effort. You can sit here for a moment peacefully, again, and then you just from the belly up, bring that breath up and back out. You feel and sense the energy of the room. You could feel the energy around your scalp and the skin. And as you take another breath in and just relax into it, scan your face. Let your cheeks relax, your eyes, your forehead, your ears. Let the tongue in your mouth just drop. Your shoulders, your belly, your arms, all the way down to your thighs, your shins, and your feet. And as we're sitting here just calmly, peacefully, aware, you can sense every part of your body. You could feel any specific area without touching it. You could sense your entire body as one. You could feel how you are connected to the air in the room. You can see clearly in your mind right now, peacefully, as I am distracting you away from your thought. But for the next minute or two, we will sit in silence. And as you do, if you have to scratch, itch, that's all fine. Don't create distraction and resistance, but don't open your eyes. Keep your eyes closed. Any thought that comes to your mind's eye, any thought you feel, monitor your breathing. Observe what your heart and mind is showing you to reflect on. See what is there to assess, reevaluate, understand, forgive, or let go of. Everything you are seeking is inside you. Every answer to your life is inside you. You are the key to your entire existence. Take a deep breath in with me. Rest into the breath and breathe on your own peacefully just for the next minute or two, please. Bring your awareness to my voice. And as I say all the time, remember, inside here, this space that you are in right now, this is your truest, safest space. Nobody can hurt you inside here, and this is the truest version of you in here. All your secrets, your temptations, your desires, your entire life, all the things you've never shared, and all the things that nobody ever will understand, all are in here with you. So take the time to reflect and get to know who you are inside so you can let all of this go and find out who you are beyond all the noise and information and the false identity. Everyone take a deep breath in. Bring your backs, spines to an upright position. And release that breath. Take another deep breath in. Slightly wiggle your toes and fingers. Gently move your head to the left and the right. Feel and engage your body. Let the breath go. And again, one more breath in. And on your own, please open your eyes. And I have to tell you, I was sitting there in beautiful stillness and silence, and the event that I was talking about before with my friend Kevin there popped into my mind's eye. I clearly see you sitting there, the white car just up at the lot. I was able to feel I was right there, man, standing inside my body in that particular moment. And I just got this big shit-eating grin on my face at that moment in the meditation, and it felt great. All right, so let me scroll on TikTok here really quick and see. Whoa, geez, okay. Let go and let God. Okay, mind of her and sense. What is the subject for this Thursday? I love your show. Thank you. There's never, well, sometimes there is. I shouldn't say never. Tonight was just really just kind of just getting together and talk about it. I did have something specific for Sunday coming up. I'll post an event and make a video for that. You're the best. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Now I have an extreme fear of dying and impending doom, completely debilitating, no hope, just stuck. I know my words probably won't bring any valuable meaning to you. I have had some very incredible experiences with death and transcendence, and I can assure you that there is absolutely nothing to be afraid of. And the moment your last breath comes on this planet, when you're lying there, if you know it's your time to go, don't go in fear. Don't be afraid. Think of all the people you've loved. Reflect on all of their faces, and just say thank you and let go. And I promise you, you will not be disappointed. I promise you, you won't be disappointed. There is so much more to us than we perceive. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Love it. I do not subscribe to any one religion. I like to say I'm more of a spiritual and religious person. I'm getting anxiety at the speed you're talking. Sorry, I'm out. Okay, have a nice day. Sorry, I cannot possibly bend to the will and perspective of everybody around me, and I won't even try. Space is infinite and blah blah blah. Really. You like my thoughts, thank you. Okay. We miss you, okay? I wish more people could wake up with your help. I hope so. Let's see. Okay. So, hello, lots of hellos. You keep seeing something above my head to the right, which would be my left. There's above my head. I mean, there's way above my head. I'm in my little cottage. What are you seeing? Tell me what you're seeing. I saw blue when I wanted to see a color. What does that mean? I did a live on angel colors, angel signs and stuff like that, meaning energetic communication and stuff. It's on my YouTube channel. You could find that by clicking the link on my bio. All right, nice. Feeling way better than before this live. Awesome, good deal. Funny I say that. Is that where you were too, man? Did you think? Dude, it was so funny, Kevin, because when I was in there meditating and saw that view, it really felt like at the same moment you were right there, dude. It really felt incredibly realistic. So I'm just wondering if you were thinking the same thing at the same time, kind of that memory and stuff popped into your head. That's just trippy. And I've had a really trippy day today. I definitely have. But anyway, okay, look, it's 8:30. I don't want to keep everybody. I always want you guys to go and spend as much time as you can off social media. I know that's completely contradicting because this is how you found me, but filter your reality. Watch what you're taking in. Remember, you exist in the world you are focusing on. So everybody, and to those who think I'm talking fast, well, I apologize. I am a New Yorker at heart, a kid from the projects. And if you need me to slow down, then what I suggest you can do is when this video is available on my YouTube channel in a couple of days, just do the replay and hit the slow down option, and you can hear me talk as slow as you'd like. But I don't change for anybody because this is who I am, and it's taken me a long time to find this person. So everybody, have a good evening, have a great night, take care, I'll see you soon, be good, and all that jazz. Have a nice night, everybody. Let's see if I can do this again at the same time. Here we go. Nice.